guys, I'm Cara and welcome to my January 2021 reading wrap up. So I didn't read that many books in the month of January, so this is going to be quite a quick video, so I only have 4 books to talk to you about, so I'll get into them. I'm going to rank these from ones I rated lowest to ones I rated highest. So one that I don't really have a copy for you because I gave about 3 stars and I listened to the audiobook, but that was The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. Now, I have seen this book all over BookTube and it's very, very popular, and I just don't think that books written in verse are for me. I think that that's what really didn't work. It's about a girl, I can't even remember the main character's name, I just felt so at a distance to it, it really didn't hold my attention. But it's about a girl finding her voice and finding a way for her to speak out through the power of slam poetry, and I thought that that was a really good story to tell, and I think that it will do a lot of good with young people. But I really found that I felt at quite a distance to the characters because of the way it was written. And even though it had quite a few good things to say, because it is such a character-driven novel as opposed to a sort of plot or action-driven novel, it didn't really hold my attention. I remember very little about it. So yeah, I probably won't think about it again, to be honest. And one book that I completely forgot to talk about because it was downstairs is Queer: A Graphic History by Meg-John Barker and Jules Scheele. Now, this book, unfortunately, just didn't work for me. I picked it up new because of the fact that the book club I'm in was going to be reading it for this month, and I decided to get it read early, and I think that this was a product of poor marketing, or just marketing that didn't fit the contents of the book. From the title and the cover, I had assumed that it was a graphic history of the queer community and just queer culture, and it's actually basically a textbook about queer theory, and I think that the graphic elements weren't used to their full potential. I don't think they added anything. The writing is very dry. But the thing I really didn't like about this was the fact that it presents a lot of arguments and discussion about sort of the views and the stance that this book takes and the authors take on aspects of queer theory, and it does provide some very interesting points and some points that I very much agreed with, but it did provide quite a few points that, 1, I don't agree with, but 2, weren't very well backed up. I think that they provide very skewed evidence. I think that it could have done a better job in terms of providing the for and against arguments for everything, even if those arguments are against what they're trying to put forward. I think providing a balanced argument and then allowing the reader to make their own mind up would have been a far better way of doing things. And also just how inaccessible this is to read. It was chock full of academic sounding words, half of which really sounded made up, and it poked fun at the scientific community for also being very inaccessible and saying that science has no consequences for doing that, so like other disciplines should be able to do it too. Science is one of the most critiqued communities for being very inaccessible to people. It is something that scientists get into a lot of, like, not tangible like trouble about, but it's something that we like. So as a PhD student, it's something that gets brought up so much in terms of like having the skills to be able to communicate what you're working on to a non-scientific audience is an incredibly valuable skill to have, and it's being worked on all the time. And I just think that, other communities get to do it too is not an excuse to make a book that's supposed to be very informative incredibly inaccessible. So yeah, that's heading off my shelves as well. So the next book I read and rated 4 stars was This Winter by Alice Oseman. Now this book is a spin-off from the Solitaire book. Now I didn't really enjoy Solitaire. I really didn't vibe with the main character. I do like Alice Oseman's writing and art style, and I really enjoyed Radio Silence by her, and I do enjoy sort of spin-off or companion novels to Solitaire. So this is a very short novella following the characters of Nick and Charlie from Solitaire, and it follows Charlie and his siblings when they're about to have Christmas dinner, and this is the first Christmas after Charlie has been getting help for his eating disorder. And I thought that this explores eating disorders and mental health incredibly. I think that this is a sort of book that would be really good to gift to someone in your life if you struggle with an eating disorder and the people in your life are struggling to know how to sort of re-establish a relationship or speak to you properly about it. I think this is an excellent sort of fictionalization of what not to say and what to say. I think that it was very sweet, it was very short. I mean, the text is just enormous and it's got sort of cute drawings throughout, which is very cute. But yeah, it's just very sweet, and I read it pretty much just after Christmas. I thought it was very cute, very fast read, and I would highly recommend. And the last book I have to speak to you about is The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus by L. Frank Baum. Now, I do own a copy of this book, as you will have seen in my book haul of last month, or technically this month, but it is all the way on my top shelf and I can't reach that without a ladder, so I will just put up a picture here. So I love this. It was so nostalgic. Me and my sister used to watch the animated movie all the time as children during the Christmas period. I didn't realise it was a book, so I picked this up this year and just really fell in love with the story. I really want to watch the movie now, and if you watched the animated movie and you wanted some nostalgia, I think that it follows, obviously the book came first, but the movie follows the book incredibly closely. So I think that it would be a fantastic read. I think that the writing holds up. I think that it was a really good story. It follows a baby that gets found by a group of fairies, and they decide to, a human baby, so they decide to raise this baby in their sort of hidden away forest, and he grows up and eventually becomes known as Santa Claus to the rest of the population, and he dedicates his life work to making children happy. And it was just so adorable and so sweet, and I think that it really doesn't get the love that it deserves. I think that it's just as good, if not better in my opinion, than The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and it's just great. I really enjoyed it. So there you have it, that's all the books that I read in January. I'm hoping to get a lot more read in February, but I mean, I had fun and I'm in the middle of a couple of things, which is probably why this video is going to be so short. But tell me something that you read recently. I'd love to hear it down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.